Hi, this is Charlie Mato-Toyela with Blue Bear Flutes. Of course, you know our website, bluebearflutes.com, and our Instagram. My gosh, don't forget our Instagram, which is also Blue Bear Flutes. You can find us on Facebook on Blue Bear Flutes as well, where you'll see sometimes some funny and comical things that we do or places that we go. You might even find out about upcoming events, but our Instagram, you'll see some great things every week where we're going, what we've done, flutes we've made, totems that my wife has just lovely totems that she has created, some beautiful things that we do on there, as well as some videos, which we do have going on our Instagram as well. So please check us out there. Once again, both Facebook and Instagram are Blue Bear Flutes. So today, what we're going to do is go back over one of my favorite videos that we created on how to write a song for playing on the Native American flute. And of course, this technique works for any instrument. You could write an entire orchestra like this if you had the time to do it. It might be quicker to write it out if you were a master and just decided to come up with this off the top of your head, but this system here works with everything. And it is very quick for writing music, don't get me wrong, but this is a very unique system, one that I did not come up with myself. It's been around for a long time, just gets very forgotten, and fortunately I remember things like that. So this is something that I'm going to use a literal roll of the dice for. So, you know, the Native American flute has typically 5 or 6 holes. If you have the 6-hole type that requires you to cover that hole, just keep it covered. You know, you can put some tape on it or a piece of leather or whatever your flute maker has advised you to do so that you don't play that note because it doesn't sound right in the scale. And if you think about it, if you want more information about that, check out our 6-hole flute page on my website on bluebearflutes.com. You might find something interesting there because our 6-hole flutes don't play like that. So anyway, this will work with any instrument, as I said, and specifically with our instrument here because we have 6 notes that we like to play most of the time. You have 6 numbers on a die. You can roll the dice and figure out exactly what number you want to go where. So simply enough, all you have to do is write down what your die shows up at. And I'm going to show you an advanced technique with that today. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so just a little refresher. I've drawn some numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, we discussed that the die has 6 numbers on it, of course, because it's 6-sided. So if we roll a 6, we'll cover all the holes, whereas if we roll a 1, we'll uncover the bottom hole. If we roll a 2, we'll uncover the bottom 2 holes. If we roll a 3, we can uncover the bottom 3 holes. If we roll a 4, uncover bottom 4, and if you roll a 5, uncover all 5 holes. If we roll a 6, there again, cover all the holes. It's really simple. We'll just pretend 6 is the null or the 0, and that means no holes uncovered. So a number of ways you can do this. You could number it from the bottom up. You could number it from the top down. If you wanted to get really cool and see what you could do with some serious random generated numbers, you could go in here and make this a 1, and this a 4, and this is a 3, 5, 2, and roll the numbers there, and you'll certainly get something as mixed up as you could dream. So this way, honestly, it's just as random. However, you know, there's a lot of really, I hate to say improvising you can do, but there's a lot of improvising you can do. You could use one die to roll for how long a duration that you want this to be. So if we roll a 3, we'll put a 3 down here, and that'll be a 3 count. 1, 2, 3 is how long I play that note. And if we roll a 2, then the next one will be a 2 count for how long you want to play that note. If you roll a, let's see here, I guess I'm only going to roll 3s and 2s, which is actually really good because you don't want anything for a 5 count unless it's like an ending note or something special in the song. You don't want to randomly play a note for 5 counts, or do you? So certainly you could. You could also use a different shape or numbered dice. You can use a system where if you roll a 1 or a 2, it's a 1 or a 2. If you roll anything else, it's a 3. And once again, we're talking about just for the count. You could even write down, if you felt like you wanted to, write down a number of different styles like vibrato or a roll in. Like a roll in is whenever you roll or you could do another number for a roll out. Or you could do another roll, and anytime you got something over, say, a 3, you would always do the little jumping bird technique we talked in another video. So there's a number of ideas and concepts you can do here to write a piece of music out. If you'll notice too, it says Day 4 continued. This was actually something I was using for a Native American class that I was teaching, and it's just a leftover sheet. I really hate wasting anything, so forgive me there. But I do have blank tablature you can download on my website that doesn't say Day 4 on the top of it. Anyway, I'm going to just randomize some things here and save myself some time in making this by rolling 5 dice at a time. Okay, and from there I'm just going to kind of line them up in whatever order I feel like. The first one is going to be a 4, so we're going to have 4 bottom notes open. The next one is a 5, that's all 5 open. Then the next one is a 3, which means the bottom 3 are open. The next one is a 2, which means the bottom 2 are open. This is so easy, my gosh. I could write music like this all day long. And then, granted, I've played so much music that, at this point, it all looks like a roll of the dice. And the next one is a 4, which means the bottom 4 holes are open again, which is great because that made an entire little phrase there. We started with 4 bottom holes covered. We played something, went up, went down, and went up to the same thing with the bottom 4 covered, or uncovered rather. So let's roll 5 again and see what we've got. I'm just going to do this right here and line them up however I feel like. Let's see, and that's a 1, which means the bottom hole is uncovered, just that 1. Okay. And then the next one is a 2, which means just the bottom 2 are uncovered, which is easy enough. Next one is a 1, which means just the bottom hole is uncovered. And then the next one is a 4, which means the bottom 4 uncovered. That makes it easier. And 5 means all 5 are uncovered. Let's just go ahead and fill this sheet up, why don't we? Okay, so we've got, I feel like I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons or something. We've got 5, 2, 3, 3, 4. Oh, that sounds good, even when I say it. So 5, and then the next one is 2. Notice I haven't rolled any 6s. Isn't that weird? Oh, wait. Move my 5. Now I've got 2, so I don't lose track. I'm going to go down here for the next couple. And then we're going to do this, and this is 3 uncovered. And then we're going to do this again, which is another 3 uncovered, and then 4 uncovered. And let's do this. Looks like we've got this and maybe a couple of notes left after it. So we've got a 6. Yay, our first 6. Now I've got to remember what that means again. I'm just kidding. That means all the holes are covered. That's our null, if you remember, which means that no holes are uncovered. The next one is a 4, which means the bottom 4 are uncovered. Next one is a 5, which means I don't color anything in. Next one is a 5, which means I don't color anything in. And then we've got a 1, which means I cover all the holes except for the bottom 1. I think me and my little boy Makani should put some music together with this. I think it would be something kind of cool. So let's do this one more time. I'm going to go ahead and roll all 5 of them just because I'm too lazy to figure out which ones I need to worry about. I'm just kidding. I had other plans. So there we go. We have a 2, which means this and this and this. Now we have 2 that are uncovered. We have a 6, which means, once again, I've got to stop and think, all holes are covered. I love that. It's perfect right at the end to have opportunity to play that low note. Okay, and then we have a 2, which means the bottom 2 are uncovered. There we go. Now we have these 2 dice left. What should we use them for? Let's say this is a phrase, and let's make this a rest in between the phrase. Once again, I'm just doing this randomly. So I could have made this a count or whatever. Let's make this a phrase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes are going to be a phrase. I'm going to draw a line right here, and we're going to rest for 4 counts in between playing these 5 notes And the next 5 notes, which are right here, it's a 4-count rest. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's put us in line right there. A 4-count rest. We're just not going to play for 4 counts. It can be seconds, it could be minutes, it could be years if you want to make it the world's longest song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have a 4-count there, and then we just play the rest. So I'm not going to put individual 1, 2, and 3 underneath of it here because I don't want to take that long to make this video. You understand the concept. Like, this is a 4-count rest here in between this phrase and that phrase. This could easily be a 4-count note right here, and we'll play it for 4 counts, just playing that 1 note, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you could play it faster, 1, 2, 3, 4, or however you like. You know, it's a count, not a second, not a measure of accurate and specific time. And it can be, you know, a count in, for those of you who are worried about the musical, you know, integrity of this, it could be a count in 4/4 time or 6/8 time or however you feel, but it could just be you counting in your head, 1, 2, 3, 4, easy enough. So I'm not going to put any counts under here because these notes look kind of all out in the atmosphere somewhere, meaning I'm not sure how this is going to sound, so let's worry about the counts afterward. I might just kind of make up and change it as I go. But I do want this 4-count rest in between playing these 5 phrased notes. Let's see what we've got. So you guys can watch the note paper as I play. If you can see my fingers at the same time, great. If you can't, it is all good, but I'm going to play starting right here. And once again, that black dot there represents 1 hole that's covered, and then the next note is all holes uncovered, then 2 covered, then 3 covered, and then 1 covered. This is so easy. Anybody could write music like this. The thing that's really the trick, and that's on me as a flute player, is to find a way to make that sound good. So the notes really, gosh, I'm going to say it, the notes don't matter. Oh man, that really hurt. Anyway, the notes don't matter, just how you play them. Now, at first, that might sound like we're watching a episode of Star Trek, and Commander Worf, the Klingon on there, is listening to an opera. A little joke, if you Star Trek fans out there, my way of making a joke for everybody. Anyway, so yeah, if you're into Star Trek, you know, Commander Worf used to play some just opera music that was really hard to enjoy for most of us. Anyway, let's do something different. Keep these notes the same. Let's omit the phrasing in there, and let's just play it however we feel, and maybe take a little more time with some notes and a little less time with others. Once again, this is your song. You're the star of this play here, and you can do whatever you want. You know, I'm just going to erase these phrasing and the 4 rest count we have there. So. Now, something as I was playing, I actually changed this note because it felt good, but I changed it, and when I changed it, I basically made it that note instead. So I just filled in this hole right here where it used to be a 2-die roll that I made. Let's go back and play this song one more time, and see if it feels any different and what can be done about that. I like that. So I'm going to put a rest right there instead, and just not worry about that one, because that sounds kind of cool. Let's play that phrase one more time. That sounds pretty cool. So that's the first 6 notes of this song right here, and that's all I've done is played those first 6 notes. Let's see. So that's pretty cool. And the next note, for whatever reason, when I'm sitting on a note and it's not the bottom note or the top note or something like that, I guess is what I'm trying to say, I just feel like I need to start over by playing the bottom note again. So I'm just going to write this into my next note. Hopefully I didn't mess up my phrasing. But let me see. I'm going to take my ruler here so I can make this a little nicer and neater than my terrible chicken scratch. Sorry, chickens. Okay. But I do like that first phrase a lot. I mean, that's just really good stuff. So we have, I guess I can erase this just a little bit so it makes it less distracting, because I keep looking at it thinking, what should I do there? So we have the first 6 notes here that turned out just incredible. And I went ahead and manipulated this right here so that you have the bottom note instead of the bottom 2 uncovered. We have all of them uncovered, or covered rather, so they're all black, they're all covered. So watch me starting from here to there, and let's see if this sounds good. Because like I say, when I'm playing this note, I usually like to go down after I've been holding the note for a while. So. That's actually not too bad at all. Once again, let's erase this phrasing mark because I liked that. And we'll leave this one just for right now. And I'm going to put a phrasing mark over here because I think that, well, let's play it one more time just to make sure I remember. I think that this is where my phrase felt like it should end, which is good because that's 6 notes, and it goes along with me having 6 notes in the beginning, then I'll have 6 notes again. Let's see what happens after that. So, starting at the beginning. Okay, that's where my phrase should be, is right there. So let's see if we can't make something really great out of this. And I'm not going to write a 4 under this one because I'm not sure if that's how I feel. If it needs to hold for 4 seconds or 4 count. So I'm going to start this time right at the beginning of the second phrase just to see how it feels. So that's perfect, just like it is. If you'll notice, I kind of changed my count here a little bit. I haven't really gotten my count down how I feel like it should be just yet, and I might go back through and write some of the count in, or I might just play it randomly every time. Wow, this stuff just writes itself. So I'm going to erase this phrasing right here that I originally had written. Now I know that phrasing doesn't always work for random, but it may give you an idea, so it's good to use it as a guide at times. For me, because I'm more of a, what do you guys call it, freestyle player? I think that's what y'all say. Because of that, I don't always feel like the phrasing is necessary. So let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to play it through to here, and then I'm going to stop for 4 count just to see how it feels. and then we'll continue playing through. And I'll stop here for just a second or two and give us an idea of what we're going to do next. If you'll notice, these two are the same notes, which is great because I'm ending a phrase by starting back on the same note. And I liked how it ended too. So I'm going to start at the beginning, once again, 4 count, and then I'm going to keep playing, take a little bit of a break because this is a phrase, and then I'm going to pick back up on the same note, which is cool, randomly cool, and then play all the way through to the end. I think that's how I want to play it. So not too bad. That still sounds a little bit like mechanical, but that's because I'm making sure that I play everything that I've written down exactly as it is. Now, I'm going to just kind of let loose a little bit, and I might play a note or two out of place here, but I'm going to play the exact same piece with just not paying specific attention to the phrasing. If you notice, I played this note longer, which might mean I should move my 4 count over to the last note of the phrase rather than concerning myself with the space. And the same thing on this one. And once again, this is just part of the creative process. I'm showing you one of the many ways that you could come up with this yourself and kind of go on to make an interesting piece of music, something that hasn't sounded too bad at this point. But like this one here, I held on to that note for a few seconds too, and I paused a brief second for the phrase and I started back over. But this time, once again, I'm going to use this as a guide, but not use it as exactly what I need to play. So I'm going to keep most of the notes as close to the same as I can, and I'm going to try to play a little more smooth and fluid. So forgive me for not playing exact what is written. So that's a little bit better. Let's play one more time. This time I'm going to add probably a couple of 3 or 4 extra notes in. If you notice, I didn't add anything until I got to the end here. It sounded like it needed it, so I did that. Let's see what happens when I play it through one more time. So I added about 3 or 4 extra notes, and I like that. That was pretty good. So you can keep kind of tweaking it and going on and adding. You could even rewrite the whole piece. You could write in your extra notes here if you wanted to, so that you wouldn't forget that I played this over here or that over there. There's so many things that you can do with this piece of music just after rolling the dice. It's incredible. I think I'll play it one more time because I feel like it deserves just a little something, and then I'm going to call it quits. Otherwise, this can be very addictive. Let's see here. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I guess I just kept playing. I couldn't stop myself, so we had to call it quits at some point. Anyway, this is a very simple technique. You can make it as simple or as complex as you want. You could even write the music and just use a die to determine how long you should play each note. There's so many different ways that you could do this. You could come up with it randomly. And if you notice how I just ad-libbed, I added a few extra notes here and there in places that I felt like as a flute player they should be, just something that I wanted to add extra into it. So easy enough, something that anyone can do, and with just a little bit of practice, honestly, this is a great exercise for a beginning flute player, for someone who may not be familiar with the flute or how to play it. I would focus on maybe 6 bars at the time, or rather 6 notes at the time, and just roll the dice and write down your 6 notes and play those 6 notes and see what they sound like to you, and try to find a way to make that sound good. It sounds like it's kind of tricky right there, and you people are probably saying, that's what I'm wanting to know how to do. We've got other videos on that, of course, but just take the techniques that you've been given. We've got so many of those videos on playing techniques and things on our YouTube channel here, as well as, like I say, our new How to Play the Native American Flute book, which is going to be probably a huge success, I believe, because it has so many of those techniques written into it. This is, once again, like I say, something very easy anybody can do. Now you know what the notes you should play are as a beginner, so you can play those notes and just make it up as you go. Kind of find a way to ad-lib those notes. If there's one of the notes that doesn't sound perfect, this thing has a very special adaptive tool right on the top of it there for fixing those kind of problems, as you've seen. So once again, too, if you get a chance, visit the Cahokia Indian Mounds and their website if you want to find out more about Cahokia Indian Mounds. I love this place. It's one of my favorite places on earth, as well as the mounds at Moundville, Alabama, and Pinson Mounds, and Florence Indian Mounds, and Colomoki, and so many others, not to mention all the ones in Mexico like Teotihuacan, Monte Alban, and oh my gosh, it goes on, Chichen Itza, and so on, so on. So I could have written a song out of that, couldn't I? Anyway, so you guys enjoy this technique, something I really obviously had too much fun with. So, keep it up and keep playing. And if you have any comments or questions or things you'd like to say or just something to throw out there, feel free to put them in the comments below. We love to hear that. And hopefully you all are doing very well. So once again, Charlie Mato-Toyela signing out for Blue Bear Flutes and BlueBearFlutes.com. Y'all take care.